All right. So, let's keep on going. Distributism week. So, distributism, that's my ideology. And as a Christian, obviously I believe that it works well with Christianity. Uh, Thankfully, I don't see any contradictions there. We've talked about how the economics are more about the individual, right? Instead of having to throw your hands up and say, oh, so many people are going to help me. They're going to do all this work for me and they're going to make things happen. They're going to make things efficient and work and all this stuff. No, you can do it yourself. And it's more reliant on you and you have more control over it, which means you have to answer to less people. We've talked about how it's kind of both capitalism and communism put together, which is good because capitalism is amoral. It doesn't require any kind of morality system. It's just, hey, you want stuff? Go get it, right? And there's not much direction there. There's not much morality there. So there's good people that do capitalism and there's bad people that do capitalism, and it's capitalism both ways. So capitalism isn't enough, and communism, well, look, all communism says is that you get to be more independent. You're not reliant on someone else's means of production. But how do you get there? And, well, socialism, not good. Sounds like a lot of tyranny for a little bit of independence. And, yeah, the socialist view of what communism would end up being, of total control of the means of production from the government, so that way the government could just give it to you. That's evil. You get what you give. That's how life works. That's the rule of reality. That the more you give, the more you get. And if you're not giving, you shouldn't be getting. So, but then there's this whole concept of it being voluntary. You know, you don't have to deal with what someone else says, and no one's forcing you into it. No one's forcing you to do this X, Y, or Z. And you're not forcing anyone else, so you're not infringing on their rights or doing anything bad there. And then, also, the idea that you can do this in any government system. You don't need to have some massive revolution in order to just begin, right? Like with socialism, you have to kill a whole bunch of people just to try it out. How evil is that? No, there is no blood toll for distributism. You can be in any government, anywhere, and just enact these values for yourself. Say, I am not part of this greater government system. I am me, and I do what I believe is right. So, it makes perfect sense to me that Christianity and distributism work very well together. They're very complementary. And I'm not the first person to say that. One of the first people to say that was Pope Leo VIII. He did a whole thing about saying, hey, distributism, I think this is the way to go. I think this is really good for people. It allows for more morality in your work and in your life. It allows you to enact these Christian values much more readily. And most importantly, it doesn't make you obsessed with money just for the sake of money, right? You get what you need. You give the excess to other people so that they can have good stuff too. Share it around if that's what you want. You don't have to, right? You can just be completely isolated and insular, but then you're not under someone's thumb. You're not doing what they say, what they believe. It's what you believe. And that is very important in Christianity. And in fact, That is exactly how Christianity has worked throughout the ages. You got to think about the early church, the early Christians that were under Roman rule, right? Where the Romans would say, if we find out you're Christian, we're going to put you in the Colosseum, see how you fare against the lions. Maybe they'll burn you at the stake. Maybe they'll do whatever. They'll kill you, right? In fact, there was a period of time where no one dared become pope because the pope kept dying. Because the Romans would figure out who the pope was, grab him, execute him, and then 2 weeks later there'd be a new pope, and a week after that, grab him, execute him. And then they would do this so many times that everyone was like, maybe we hold off on popes for a sec, right? So that happened. But do you know what they did? You know what the Christian teaching said? They said, stick to your work, your life. Do all you can to make your situation as good as it can be. Be an example to others. Improve your own lot and those of the people around you, and then things will work out. And they did. Now, it took a few hundred years for the Romans to become Christian, and then it kind of happened all at once where it was like, oh, persecuted. Oh, wait a second. Now it's the state religion. Everyone's Christian. Like, what? A bit quick and a bit too hard of a swing. And so a lot of people didn't know what it means to be Christian. And so there's a lot of people who are Christian in name only. And this goes back to the whole idea of being voluntary. You just force people into a belief and they won't hold it, right? They're not going to become Christian magically because you tell them to. They'll use the words, sure. They'd rather use the words than go to jail or something, or be ostracized. But actually enact those values, probably not. That'll take some time. But that's how it goes. That's how Christianity has always worked. Is consistently, time after time, improve, increase, grow, show new people that message, keep it going. And that's what Christianity is about. And in a way, distributism is that too. And that's why they both work so well together. So, yeah. It's good. But that's the one thing that can be frustrating sometimes. When everything's voluntary and you have something that works so well for you, and you get so excited about it and you want to share it, but it inherently undermines all of the stuff the world says that you should do, the status quo. It's not like it's violent or anything. It's not like it's coercive. It's not hurting anybody. But it's new and it's scary. Just like Christianity was at one point. And so, it's hard to get the word out there sometimes. And that's what we're going to be talking about in the next one.